Welcome. Let's talk about NAT network. In NAT network, VirtualBox can make selected services available to the outside world on the guest virtual machine using a technique called port forwarding. This means that VirtualBox listens to certain ports on the host and resends all packets which arrive on that particular port to the guest virtual machine on a different port, or it could be the same port. Now let's go back to the drawing board to see how this is done. Now let's say this is your host virtual machine with the IP address 192.168.56.1, and this is your guest virtual machine with NAT type of network adapter configured, which means this virtual machine will get an IP address 10.0.2.15. Now let's say we configure port forwarding to monitor port 2202 on the host computer and forward any packet coming on this particular port on the host computer to port 22 on the guest virtual machine, which is SSH. So we will be enabling SSH communications to this virtual machine or guest virtual machine from the outside world. To do this, we need to go to our virtual machine, right click and click on settings. We need to go to network, make sure that the network adapter is set as NAT. Now we need to click on advanced, and now we need to click on port forwarding. Here we need to configure our port forwarding rule. We can do that by clicking this plus icon. We can give the rule a name. We call it SSH. So let's say the host IP address, we'll do it as 127.0.0.1. This is the IP address for localhost, and we'll say port we'll monitor is 2202. Now guest IP address would be the IP address of the virtual machine 10.0.2.15, and the guest port will receive the communication on would be 22, which is the port for SSH. We click on OK, click on OK. That's it, done. Now we've set up our port forwarding rule. To test this rule, we need to open up command prompt, and we need to initiate a connection to port 2202 on our physical host. We can do that by typing SSH -P to specify a port 2202, and we'll need to give a username and then 127.0.0.1. Now I'm giving it as localhost, but if you are enabling communication between two machines, then this IP address you'll have to configure for the second virtual machine, and you'll have to make those similar changes in your port forwarding rule as well. So for now, SSH -P 2202, and I've given the username configured on my guest virtual machine, rabbit, and I'll click enter here. And as you can see, I'm able to log in to my guest virtual machine, which means I've successfully established a communication using this method. This could be similar. So if you're connecting to an outside world machine, let's say this is your web server. From the web server, you will type in SSH -P 2202. So username at 192.168.56.1, and this will take you to this host virtual machine on this particular port, and then VirtualBox will send your packets to port 22 on guest virtual machine, and you should be able to communicate between the web server and your guest virtual machine. This concludes this series on VirtualBox. If you really liked my content, please like and subscribe to my channel, as I will be creating more content like this. If you have any feedback, please do not hesitate, as I would like to improve the quality of my content. If you have any questions regarding VirtualBox, please comment below and I would answer them. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.